I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue.
Hello, homies and haters. It is Tuesday, December 9th, and it is almost 9 p.m., and we just got home from our trip. We spent 10 hours driving yesterday, and then today we spent all day cleaning at our second location, which is our family's. It's not really a lake house. It's cabin in the woods is also not accurate. It's a double wide at the base of a mountain that we used to camp at all the time, and we still do camp at sometimes. I don't. I hate camping. I like camping conceptually, but I get so uncomfortable camping that I become evil. Anyways, the house we're cleaning, we just got it. It's been abandoned for like 6 years, so it needs a deep clean, and my mom wants to use it for a party this upcoming weekend. So we stopped on our way, both going up to Oregon and coming back down, to do a bit of cleanup in between. We didn't have time to do much on the way up, so this time we spent all day. We were there until 4 p.m. We got in about 11 last night, and then we were there until 4 p.m. just cleaning. It still needs a lot of work, but it's a lot better now. We got most of the junk out. But we just got home, and obviously I didn't get much knitting done. This is where the current hat is. I'm about halfway through the second wedge. From the size, I'm thinking it might only have 4 wedges, maybe 5. I'm not sure, but like I said in the last video, I'm playing it by ear. So, I guess this is, I called the last video episode 2. Technically this is episode 2, but this is week 2 at least. So I don't think I'm gonna do much tonight. I don't think I'm gonna do much tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to do some more cleaning here and unpack the car, and then it's going to need to be repacked for leaving this weekend, because my mom is leaving tomorrow night. It's just stay here for a night, turn back around, head back. But my brother and I are going up the following day, so Thursday afternoon probably. So the car has to be cleaned out and then packed for her to leave tomorrow. And then I have to make sure me and my brother are packed for Thursday. And I'm hoping I will get this hat done and I can cast on the mittens. I don't even know if I'm going to get to cast on I might just cast on my cardigan just to spite it. Just get it started. If I don't work on it even once, I don't care. Just so long as I've got the shoulder and sleeve section. But that is not what we are doing tonight, because as I said, it is almost 9, and I am so behind on everything because I did not have time to watch YouTube videos, to keep up with my new episode of my show, or any of them. And so if I do end up knitting tomorrow and Thursday, I'm probably not going to get much filming done, because I'm going to be watching easily 12 hours worth of content, maybe more. because I missed a lot. So I'm going to work on this until I start going cross-eyed, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Hopefully I can watch something while I'm doing that, but I'm already pretty tired. So I will check in when I check in.
Thinking about you, decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. They won't mean a thing if you're not here with me. I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain.
Hello, today is Thursday, and yesterday did not go to plan at all. I ended up having to go into town last minute, which sucks because I get extremely motion sick, so I really need to have an hour before I leave to take my meds, which I did not get. And I also forgot to take my meds, so we ended up having to buy some in town. But I had to go in to help with a woman my mom helps, who was on oxygen. She had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and it wasn't the plan for me to go in, but then my mom started having issues with her phone, and my brother's phone has been broken for a while, and they ordered a phone for him on Black Friday, and they canceled it without canceling it. Basically, what Verizon did is put the order through, took the money out, and then did not ship the phone. And then when my mom called them up, she's like, "Hey, where's the phone? It's been over a week. It was supposed to be here last week." They said, "Oh, that was canceled because it didn't go through. And now if you want the same phone, you have to now pay for what was a free phone when you bought it, and we still took the money for the insurance." So it was like they've been stringing her along all week. It's been a whole nightmare. But she went into the store, which is why I had to go, because there's nowhere in a Verizon store for someone to sit who has issues walking or has issues with certain chairs. They've got like those piddly little stool things at the help desk. But so she can't be left in the car alone because she's on oxygen, and someone needed to be there in case her oxygen needed to be changed. So I had to go in. And fun story, what ended up happening with that is that they were not listening to my mom when she said, "I am looking at the charge. You charged me the insurance for this phone that you say is canceled. It's clearly not canceled because you have not refunded me." And when she went into the store, the manager at the store actually went in and looked at the system and saw that the phone was not canceled. They simply had not shipped it. And that because of that, she was still qualified for her free phone because she had still purchased the insurance and the deal and the watches that you have to purchase in order to get it for this free phone. And we have the watches. They just simply did not send the phone. So that guy got really extremely mad at them, and he chewed them out. So they finally got it all fixed, and they're sending my brother's phone out, and it should be here today in the afternoon. So that's good. But I ended up having a minor medical event while in town because I've just spent too much time moving around. I don't like cars. My body does not like cars. I don't like going places. My body does not like going places. And so as soon as we got home, I just went straight to bed. I did nothing else. And it was late anyways. So I'm getting ready for chores now. And once chores are done, I'm gonna have to see how I'm feeling once chores are done, because we still have the party this weekend, and I want to go to the party, but I also don't want to go to the party, because the party is 3 hours away, and it is an overnight trip. I want to be home, because I have not been home hardly at all this month. I want to be home, but I also want to do the party, because, it's just going to be us and my grandma, because everyone else canceled because they're sick, so it's not that big of a deal. Not everything's going to be eaten. Food's still going to come home. I will see my grandma at church. It's not major. It's just, there was a brief period where we could have done the party in my hometown, at our church, actually, which is not far from me at all. There was a tiny sliver of hope that I would not have to drive to the party, or go 2 hours to the party. I don't drive. 3 hours. But they decided to continue having it at the house that we had to deep clean and is still not finished. My mom went up early this morning, to go get it done, because people are supposed to be arriving tonight. And it still needs vacuumed, mopped, and bleached. All we managed to do when we were up there Tuesday was get a whole bunch of junk out. And so, Godspeed to her. I don't know if I'm going, is what I'm trying to get across. I'm rambling. But this video is probably not going to be very long, because I don't think I'm going to be up to filming very much. So I'm going to go do the chores, and then hopefully I can catch up on YouTube and finish this damn hat, because I am literally like 8 rows from finishing the hat. Like, I am on the last quarter of the last wedge, and I have it here. I can pull it out, actually. I mean, this is a crafty vlog. I don't know why I'm just talking to you about my car sickness. But it's so close. Like, literally, that's how far I have to do. It did end up being 4 wedges. And at 4 wedges, it's a decent fit for me. But I don't want to cut it short, because I don't want it to look wonky. And 3 wedges was way too small. So that one's going to be 4 wedges, and my uncle's hat is going to be 4 wedges as well. And the brim on this is kind of weird, and if I had been smart and read ahead in the pattern, I don't know why in my head it didn't have a brim, but it looks so much better with the brim. I really want it to have a brim, to have the brim, but the brim is kind of weird, because it's knit the same direction in the same pattern as the rest of the hat. And you just pick it up as if you apply it, basically. You apply the brim the same way you would a button band. So you pick up stitches along the bottom edge, and then you knit back and forth in garter, and you just decrease those stitches that you picked up into what you're knitting, so that the number of stitches doesn't change, but you are seaming it on to the bottom of the hat. And I don't like that. I think that's silly. I don't see why you have to do that. I understand why you have to do that for other things, but it's the same. I'm not doing anything different. It's literally just more garter stitch down the end. And if I had seen that before I started the hat, before I cast it on, I would have just simply cast on the stitches for the brim at the bottom and done the color work in tarsia, which is what I'm going to do on my uncle's hat. so that it's all facing the right direction and all of that. On this one, I'm not doing that, and I'm not applying it. It's too late to cast on more stitches, and I don't want to apply it. So I am going to play with direction. They're not knitters, they're not crafters, they don't pay attention to details. It's not going to be a big deal if the stitches are running one way on one side or on one hat and the other way on the other. And on her hat, without the context of his, it's just going to look like a fun detail that on the main hat, the garter is running up, and on the brim, the garter is running sideways. So I'm just going to pick up stitches and knit down until I think it's a fine brim. And then I'm going to sew up the side and start the mittens. I am hoping, dear God, I am hoping that I can get at least one mitten done today. So my good is I finish the wedge and I pick up on the stitches. My better is that I am able to finish the brim and bind off and sew up the hat. My best is finishing a mitten. I feel like there's too much there. But that's what I'm doing, because for me, when I only hit my good goal, I haven't even done a portion of the work I want to do. So my good goal has to be small. And then if I hit my better goal, I'm definitely having a good day. And my best goal is my big stretch goal. The mitt's not going to be much stitches. The hat is a lot of stitches because our heads are big, but the mitten it's not going to be very big. She has small hands, but this girl, she looks like her parents, in the best way. She is a gorgeous little girl. But she has got her father's big head, her mother's petite frame, and her father's lack of curves. So she has big hat size, small little mitten size, so I don't think the mittens are going to take me much work. They are probably going to end up a little bit big for her, because I'm just going to make them to where they're a bit tight on me. They're garter, they stretch. And that's... God, I love just turning on the camera and yapping, I guess. Anyways, so that is my plan today. Those are my goals. Hopefully I can get that done.
And when that blue heartache starts hurting, you'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white.
Okay, so it is nighttime now, and I have adjusted my goals because I have gotten the hat done, but I have not picked up for the stitches because I realized I don't know if I'm going to have enough white to do the brim in white. I'm pretty sure I will now, but what I went ahead and did is I knit both mittens, and I had to make this pattern up as I went because I didn't know how to adjust the pattern itself both to my gauge and also to being fingerless instead of a mitten. So it's small. It's tiny, but it stretches. And also, like I said, my cousin is tiny. She's whittle. So this hopefully should fit her. I need to sew it up and leave a gap for the thumb, but I've got them both done, and this is how much of the white yarn I have left. So I am going to do the brim in white. My other option was doing it in the pink because I have more of the pink left, but we're just going to go ahead. We're going to do it in the white, and then once the brim is done, we're going to sew everything up. And then I don't know how much I'm going to do tonight. I'm kind of tired. Like, you know that feeling when it feels like you're about to cry and there's like tears like at the back of your eye, like just at the edge of your tear ducts? That's just been my vibe all day. For no reason other than I don't feel good. And I don't want to go anywhere and I don't want to do anything. But unfortunately the trip in Kingston was canceled. And I know I'm saying unfortunately after I was literally complaining all morning about how I did not want to go. But the circumstances of it being canceled suck tremendously. It has been moved to our church. So I don't have to actually go on a big trip. I mean, I'm still going to have to go to the church and then eat food at the church and then clean up the church. So that's still going to suck. But I don't have to do any moving around until about 4 tomorrow. So, or 3, I guess. So that's good. Everything else isn't, but that's good. I don't want to work on this anymore. I'm sick of working on this. But the yarn for my cardigan is currently buried. I will show you the issue. And I'm gonna have to preface this by saying it's a nightmare. As I have been, this room used to be storage for the last people that lived here. And I kept telling them, I've still got your stuff. If you want to come get your stuff, I need this room. Please come get your stuff. If you want any of this stuff, please come get it. And for a year and a half, nothing. They didn't want any of it. So I finally went through it and I got rid of all of it and I moved my office in here. Because previously all of my office stuff was in the living room and I didn't have a computer. There's my computer. So I didn't really need an office space because I could sew and use my knitting machine in the living room. It was fine. But I wanted an actual living room. So I cleaned out this room and put my office in here. And as I have been cleaning and sorting, because now I get to live here and I don't have to keep bouncing between trailers and just tossing my junk into my double wide. But as I've been cleaning up in my house, anything that goes in the craft room, there's not storage in here, like, at all. So anything that goes in the craft room, I've been sticking on the same shelf. Problem is, it does not fit on that shelf. There is a stack of drawers under here. In that stack of drawers is the yarn for my cardigan. So I have a cabinet that is going to go under this shelf right here. So that shelf is going to sit on top of it. That's an upper cabinet that I pulled down from, that used to be the pantry. I didn't need the pantry and I wanted to put my table there. So I pulled it down, put one in here and the other one is still in the kitchen. But I've got a table to go under that I'm going to be able to sort this stuff into. A lot of it is just my mending pile. So I need to get all of it sorted and dealt with, and I don't have the energy to do that tonight. And I'm tired, and I don't want to work on this hat anymore. But I'm not sure if I want to go to bed or not. And that's just kind of the vibe forever and always. So I'm uncertain what I'm going to do at this point. But I do know tomorrow I've got that party. And I'm still not feeling good. So after chores, I'm not going to have energy to worry about this tomorrow. I might worry about it Saturday. We'll see how I feel. But it really is just one damn thing after the other. God gives her rootinous battles to her tootinous cowboys, and boy howdy. yeah. So I'm just gonna figure out what I'm gonna do, I guess. I might cast on a project that I do have access to the yarn for. That is actually for my brother's birthday. But I'm hesitant to cast that on because I want to make a video about it. And I don't want to deal with making a video right now. That's kind of the thing, is like, all of my projects are either for video, really involved, or stuff I don't want to work on, or stuff I don't have access to the yarn for, because that is not the only place that I have project storage. I also have a giant bin in my living room that is just full of projects organized into project bags and then thrown in there. I have an entire, like, one of those Ross bags full of alpaca fiber. With just a spindle sitting on top. Ugh, I could do that. I don't think I want to, though, because that's like a whole involved process of, that's not really something I can pick up and then put down. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I might not even have time to get the cardigan done, which is going to be really upsetting. I want to start it. I still have another set of mittens and another beanie to do. And I'm just spending 8 minutes complaining, trying to figure out what I want to do. But I want to start my cardigan. And if I start it, I will finish it. But I might need to just give it its own dedicated vlog. Because I just don't have the energy. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. Well, I want to do it. I don't have the bandwidth to unbury the yarn. And then I have to write up the pattern because I want to do, I'm certain there's a name for it, but I have not been able to figure out if there is. And I know of one other pattern that uses this construction, but essentially what I want to do is like a contiguous style, but instead of the saddle or the raglan increases, I've done both of those. I'm not interested in doing that for this, but instead of those, what I would rather do is basically like a paneled set-in sleeve, like if you were to start a drop shoulder, but it doesn't actually drop off your shoulder. It's literally just the shoulder section, and then you pick up the sleeve stitches. There is a Mippy the Label sweater, I don't know if it's out yet, that uses this construction. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description. But it's something that's like been itching at the back of my brain for about 1.5 years now.
Have a blue, blue Christmas.
Okay, so I ended up picking up the stitches for the brim and working on it a little bit last night, and I got it finished today, and I realized I hated it. I hated it so much. So I ripped it out, and now I'm doing it according to the pattern. As you can see, I've got all the stitches picked up along here, and then the 2 working needles up here, and basically once I get to the end of a row, I leave the last stitch unknit, pick up a stitch from here, knit those 2 together, pick up a stitch from here, turn my work, knit this picked up stitch and the last stitch I knit together, and then do it that way. Very complicated. I'm sure there's tutorials on this. I just puzzled it out. As I do with everything. Okay, so I think the reason that they want you to pick up stitches is to create this sort of seam here, which will make it fold a little bit nicer. But I don't know if that's necessary. Because you can always just, like, fold the fabric and it'll be functionally the same. I'm not certain, so I think I'm going to do it as the pattern suggests on this, and I will hopefully, I've knit so little, hopefully I'll be able to get it done tonight. It's still pretty early, and I'm hoping to be able to cast on the second hat in this pattern tonight, which I'm just going to knit the same size, I think, unless it's not slouchy enough. But we will see once it's all sewn together. And with that one, I literally am just going to cast on the brim stitches and then knit the stripes in tarsia. That's my plan. Because this is a lot of work, and I can't be bothered. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do at this point, but that is the plan. If I have to rip it out later, I will. I already had to frog this hat and start over because I cast on the child size, and it ended up way too large. So yeah, I'm going to get this done. I am currently watching Hermitcraft. I did not show you this before. I got myself some nerd stuff on my trip. And actually, this was only like $1.45. Like, it was really cheap. They had it in the clearance section. I got my brother a matching one. My brother, he's 14. He's really not that into Minecraft. We play together every once in a while, but that's about it. I am the only one of my siblings who is consistently interested in Minecraft. But, I will continue getting my brother Minecraft merch until he asks me to stop. And he needed a water bottle anyways. He's really bad at keeping track of things. And I'm going to put a keychain on mine. I got one of those surprise spawn eggs, and I hate the prevalence of blind boxes now. They are no longer like a cute little niche thing, like, oh, you don't want to pay for, the big toy, the big, like, doll in a box. You want to get just like a little accessory or little mini doll or something like that. Now you get blind boxes for the big doll. The big doll is a blind box. You don't get to pick which big doll you want. I'm not spending $60 on a doll that I don't know what it looks like. What if it's ugly? What if it's one I don't like? I'm not doing that. So, for that reason, I'm a little bit against the blind boxes. So here it is. And it's a Minecraft movie spawn egg, so that makes it worse. But they were cute. All the little dudes on the preview were so adorable. So I don't mind. I mean, the Minecraft movie was fun. But it was next to the cash register at the dollar store. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh my god, Minecraft surprise egg. And my mom's like, get it. I'm like, I don't need it. And she's like, get it. It's $7, grab it. And so I did, and I got, he is the cutest little thing. He's an angry little baby piglin. And I thought he was going to be a keychain. He is not a keychain, so I am going to commit sacrilege, and I'm going to drill a hole in his head and put keychain hardware in there so that I can have him hanging from my bottle. So that way my bottle has the angry little guy on it, and my brother's bottle does not. Because right now the difference is he hasn't taken his price tag off. And that's not going to last, obviously. But for now, I am keeping him in his little spawn egg. I don't foresee myself getting more of these. I mean, my mom might get me more of these because my parents pretty much know 2 things about me at any given point. And right now the things they know about me is that I knit and that I like Minecraft. Getting back to my knitting, our party got rescheduled because of the aforementioned shitty things that caused it to be moved from Kingston. So I have got some free time today. So I'm going to keep knitting on this for at least another hour, probably a few more. And then I need to shower. Because I showered right after we got back from our trip. But showering is such a nightmare for me because I don't have hot water. So I have to go next door. But then there's just issues the whole way, and I don't have energy most days, and I'm starting to feel a little yucky. It has been 2 days. I wanted to shower yesterday, but I didn't have the energy. Which is where I'm at, physically and emotionally. But I am going to do that, and then maybe work on it some more tonight, and I want to get it done. Is about the long and short of it. So I will check in when I have some progress, whether that's tonight or tomorrow. So hopefully after this weekend, I don't have to work on Christmas presents anymore. That's my goal. That's my dream. If I'm not doing anything else, I should be able to crank out a hat in a day and a half maybe. And then these mittens did not take very long. And adding a couple rows to make them wider is not going to take much longer. So, hopefully in this vlog, I will have all of my Christmas projects done. And in the next one, we can start on the damn cardigan that I really want to knit. I don't think I'm going to finish it. Which means I'm not going to get to wear it for Christmas. But I want to at least start it. And get one goose repeat knit. That's my goal. But we'll see how that shakes out.
You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue Christmas.
It is Monday morning now, and I was supposed to close out this vlog last night, but I did absolutely nothing yesterday. I literally just played on my phone. I'm not feeling good, and that's just how it is. And Saturday, I didn't get much done either, so I will show you how much progress I have on the hat. I literally haven't even changed color yet, which is so silly because I'm 2 rows from changing color. But the wedge is wedging. The wedge is quartering. Not gonna lie. But so I've not worked on this. I did 3 stitches this morning. And that was it. And then in this vlog, I managed to finish the hat I cast on in the last one. Remind you of what that looks like. Cute, slouchy. and cast on and finish the mittens. I don't know if I showed you the thumbs. I'm not exactly happy with them, but I'm not changing them, and I'm just going to do the same thing on the other pair. But I'm not going to put these on because I'll stretch them out. I did try them on, and one of them is wider than, actually I'll try on the one that's not as wide right now, because this one has not been stretched out at all. The other one has been stretched out. So these do not fit because they're for a tiny little child, but they stretch enough to fit because they're garter stitch. But here's how they look on. So they just need to be steamed and then washed, and then because these are acrylic, so I need to steam them first, but then washed and then wrapped, and they are ready to go. But I'm waiting to do that until I finish the damn matching pair, the damn matching set for her dad. But I still have not decorated my tree, but I did get a new ornament. How cute is that? So, my Christmas tree, in the future I want to have 2 Christmas trees. I want to have one for my office, which will not be this room. I might put it in this room, I don't know. And the other one will be for my living room, but right now my office tree is well, technically I don't know where my office tree is. So, my living room tree is set up, and my office ornaments are going on the living room tree. So, the theme for my office is going to be Barbie. I'm obsessed with the holiday Barbie ornaments. I think I might have one, and I really want more. I bought one for my sister a while ago, because we were both obsessed with the same holiday Barbie. So I bought her a holiday Barbie ornament from the year she was born for her birthday a few years ago. So I'm obsessed with the holiday Barbie ornaments, and I want to do a holiday Barbie tree. I have a white tree somewhere, and I have these dewy fruit that I picked up at a yard sale. So it's going to be dewy fruit. I have a set of pink baubles. They're warm pink, not cool pink. It's so hard to find warm pink baubles, but at the same yard sale, I was able to find a whole box of the pink baubles. And I also have a set of blue baubles that's like the same set as the pink ones. So what I'm going to do is, at some point this week, ideally, because Christmas is racing towards me, I am going to spiral the pink and blue like in strips up the tree, and then put all of my ornaments on it. And I have to get my Barbie ornaments out of storage because I have one holiday Barbie, one anniversary Barbie, so it's like the original Barbie, and then a box of like accessories, which is really cute. And then I want to get more of these gingerbread ornaments. I might make some. I'm not sure. I'm certain this is not real gingerbread. But it's got like the sugared and the icing. It's so cute. Only problem is though, it broke. The little screw fell out. Oh, there's the camera. Doing this on my phone is so difficult. But I got this from Family Dollar. So I'm not surprised that it fell apart. I am upset that it fell apart. But so it's just going to be so sweet, so sugary, so Barbie. I do not have it, and I am not going to show it to you here. I got a red glittery ruffled tree skirt. I know that's like so basic, but you have no idea how hard I was looking for any tree skirt that would match, because when you think Barbie Christmas and when you look up Barbie Christmas, everything's pink. Like bright pink. Everything's like Y2K and all that stuff. And I want a classic Barbie Christmas. I want a Barbie and the Nutcracker. I want Barbie Swan Lake. I want Barbie Pegasus. I want Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. I want Barbie Mariposa. I want that vibe. Before she started getting like extremely pink all the time, constantly, when it was still like the classic colors, just Barbie. But so that is my vibe. The tree I have is black, and you will see that in the next vlog, because I am going to decorate it in the next vlog. And I don't have a star for it or an angel. There's this really stinking adorable light up Barbie Christmas tree angel. She's got an LED sprinkled skirt. She's so pretty, and she's got like lace wing epaulettes. So good, so good. Cheapest I can find her is $94, and that's before shipping. So I'm not getting that. That is not in the cards for me. If I got nothing else for Christmas, I'd be able to get that as my Christmas gift. But it is way too late to ask for that now. Anyways, so I have a Celebrations Barbie that my sister got me at Goodwill. I think she's from 2002. Not particularly old, but at this point that's particularly old. But her skirt's pretty cute. It is Y2K Barbie, so it is, very colorful. It's not that nice classic look. It's a princess silhouette, which I have mixed feelings about. But I'm going to try and do my best to transform her pretty polka dot dress into a Christmas Barbie dress. So she needs more tulle layers for her skirt, because it's only 2 layers. And then I need to get one of those cones they put the angels on so that she can go on top of my tree. And then I need to crochet her. I have so many lace angel patterns that I'm certain there is a pair of wings that will fit for the epaulettes. And then I just need to put it together and acquire some LED lights that I can just hook up to Christmas lights. That's gonna happen next year though. Like, I have a goal in mind now. I do not have enough time to execute it. I don't even have enough time to do what I wanted to do this Christmas season. But that's neither here nor there. I should have planned my time better, but I just had so much stuff going on. I couldn't have started my Thanksgiving outfit sooner because I was busy working on something else, and I couldn't have cut that short because it was necessary. I needed it for something. I can't remember what it was at the moment, but I do know it was necessary, and I couldn't just set it down. I needed to get it done. I also am a monogamous knitter, which definitely does shoot me in the foot sometimes, because I could start on a different project. I won't. I could just work on 2 projects simultaneously. Not gonna happen. But another thing I got is we had our Grinchmas party. 2 of them actually, but I don't have the gift. The one I had in the last video. I got a mug and some cocoa. I think I said that. This time I got a mug and some cocoa. So this is a Grinch cocoa set. I took the box off, and now I just have the bag of hot cocoa. But then my cousin was there, and my mom bought an advent calendar for my sister, but my mom was not able to see my sister in time to give it to her. We're not going to see her until after Christmas. So my mom decided to give it to my cousin, and she started opening it. And the first 5 days were really cute, a little bit weird. The second 5 days were the exact same creatures. So it is I don't know if I said it, it's a Hello Kitty set. So on day 1, she got this little creature, which is supposed to be, I'm blanking on her name now. The evil bunny, My Melody's evil girlfriend. Anyways, but it's pink, so it just looks like My Melody and Kuromi, that's her name, had a baby. And then we got My Melody in red. That was the next day. And that was funny because that's her daughter. They're even sized almost like that's her daughter. Like the little Kuromi thing is smaller. And then on the third day, she got a cinema roll. But this cinema roll is he looks like his eyes have been chewed. So I kept this one because it was bad quality, and she kept the other one. And then, I don't know this little guy's name, but we got this guy. And he's also got a little ding in his rubber. This is probably not official. It could be, but my mom got it off of Amazon, so it might not be. And then the last one, the 5th day, was another cinema roll in a little top hat, and he looks adorable. So she opened those in that order, and then started opening the same ones again in a different order. So she would just pull out a duplicate and hand it to me. So we're not sure how many of these are going to duplicate. Maybe they all duplicate. Who knows? But she said she'd give me any duplicates, and then we'll just end up having matching keychain flails. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I could put them on stitch markers. I could make them the most obnoxious stitch markers in the world. That's something I could do. I have the resources available to do that. But I'm not sure about that. So I've been keeping them in my mug. Just a little mug of Hello Kitty. A mug of cinema roll mostly. So I just realized that it has been 10 days since I have opened anything from my calendar. So I'm not going to put them together right this second. We'll do that later, and I'll make sure to record it. Super sped up. This video might just be Lego, honestly, not going to lie. But I'm going to pull. They're not properly packaged. They're just in a bag, but I have not been looking at them, so I'm going to pull 10 at random. So first up. Ooh. I think this is an Enderman. If you can, because there's a bunch of long pieces, and then I think this is the headpiece, and I think these are supposed to be the block he's holding. And then we've got Steve. Steve in diamond. You can kind of see his face, but he's got like a diamond sword. Not many pieces, but it looks like the diamond armor is separate from the torso, so you can remove his torso, or his diamond chest plate. And then Archer Alex. Oh. Her face is so tan. That sticker plate is so, especially compared to her arms, that's so silly. Looking back, they did, I was wondering if they did darker for Steve. They did not. Steve is so pale. What are you doing? He's supposed to be brown, but no one ever does him brown, so that's something I'm going to forever complain about. This random player skin, unless someone else knows what that is, because that's the second time I've gotten one of those weird something. This one's weird because it doesn't seem, it's got like leg, oh, found its face. That's a wolf. Okay, so we're at 5. Number 6. I think number 6 is a Pinto horse, but I'll know when I open it up. 7, this one's sitting on top. Ooh. Wither skeleton, maybe? There's the face. Sorry for the glare. Anyways, that was 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so I have 3 more to go. 8. Pink has to be a pig. That's just pink blocks. That has to be a pig. 9. Brown cow. Cow, that has to be a cow. And then lucky number 10, I'm pulling to the bottom of the bag. Creeper. Okay. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to do them at a different time, and then I'm going to try and be more diligent with doing this. The reason they're not individually wrapped is that my mom got this for me, and it came in 3 days. It came in on the 3rd, which is why I got 3 days all at once in the first video. So she did not realize it was not going to be individually wrapped because it was sold as an advent calendar. I'm more individually wrapped than in plastic, like to where you couldn't see, opaque and numbered. So she just, well, first she was handing them from the bag, then she handed the bag to my brother, and then I didn't trust my brother because he is 14. So I took it from him, and now I'm pulling it random. I shouldn't have trusted myself either, because I did not grab them. But, so, right now, my cats are not allowed in my office. Period. That's not a right now thing. Right now, I have a lot to do. I've not done chores yet this morning because I'm waiting on a food delivery. So everyone's gonna have to wait. I am still so behind on YouTube. And then there's the new episode of Spy X Family today because it's Monday. I need to work on that hat. But I also still have not cleaned my office or moved my cabinet in. I don't know if I'm going to do that today, though. So I think right now I'm going to watch YouTube and work on the hat. Hat finished. It is not slouchy when pulled over my ponytail, but I don't feel like taking my ponytail out. So it is currently 7:30, and I could have got this done so much earlier, but I got distracted. Story of my life. It's one of those things where it feels like you're wasting time, but actually you just need a break. This is a busy season. And I make it worse on myself by making gifts for people, but I love it. So this one, as you saw in the few clips I filmed, I did intarsia for the stripes. So the brim is knit at the same time as the stripes, and this one was where I did it to pattern, and I don't like this. There's a brief moment while making this brim where I'm like, well, it's not actually that fiddly. So maybe I will do it on the second hat. But then I thought, it doesn't matter if it's less fiddly than I thought. It's still more fiddly than just knitting it all together. And I can just frog if I don't like how it looks knitting the brim at the same time as the crown. But it looks so, like, it's still got the same issues as the other one. Where, like, it's not exactly a clean edge and you can see the stripes from the bottom. But, like, it's going to have that issue. That's not something you can remove. That's just where you fold it. But with this one, it's a lot more flexible in where you fold it so that you can roll it down further to stop that from happening. But I don't care. And I don't think my uncle will care. So I like this so much better. I also like this yarn a lot better. This is unlabeled yarn. Okay, so this is Big Twist, and then this was unlabeled. This is unlabeled yarn, but from the texture, it feels like Red Heart. Now, I know Red Heart is like that bitch. I'm aware. I know, like, every single one of my vintage magazines has an ad for Red Heart. And when talking to my grandma about yarn, she's like, oh yeah, I always used to buy Red Heart. She doesn't knit, her mother knit, but she's like, Red Heart's like the best. And I'm sitting here like, I would legitimately rather use Mainstay, which is not good quality yarn. I would rather use Mainstay at $2 a skein for the same yardage as Big Twist for Big Twist is $5 a skein for that size, but then Red Heart for $5 a skein. I actually think it's probably closer to $7, but Big Twist and I have such beef. Or I have beef with Big Twist. Big Twist does not know shit about me. But this, or not Big Twist, Red Heart. God. My mom keeps sending me videos about how chronic issues get worse when the weather gets worse. And it's like, I'm aware of that fact. I know, I'm well aware. But every time it gets cold and I start tripping up on my words, I start wanting to stay in bed all day, I start like having more neurological issues. Every single time, it's like, I feel like I'm losing my mind, but it's normal. It's just, I have seasonal affective disorder, but instead of affecting my mental health, it affects my physical, which affects my mental health. It's not a lack of sunlight. It's the fact that I'm cold. If I talk about it too much, I'll start crying. Yeah. Back on topic. So, I like the Big Twist a lot better. And whatever this yarn is, big ol' hand round cake. Whatever it is, it's kind of nice too. I'll probably end up using it in something. For the Big Twist, it was this. Okay, so one of the value skeins says that it takes one of them for a hat. One of the regular size skeins that you get the specialty yarn in says it takes one of them for a hat. It takes 3 of the value skeins for a sweater, an adult size sweater. Like I use 2 and 2/3 skein for an oversized sweater for me. Granted, it was cropped, but I'm also fat, so it was wide. And then the regular skeins takes 3 for an adult size sweater, or 4 for an adult size sweater. Excuse me. Unless you're doing a bunch of cables, in which case you use 4 in some. Anyways, this is 1 skein for an adult size sweater. So this is 3 value skeins. This is the value plus skein. This is the biggest over... My grandma bought this. My grandma's the one who commissioned the ribbed hat. Not ribbed. She just wanted me to knit another hat for my uncle. Because I knit him one last Christmas. But, she's the one who commissioned the hat, and she bought the yarn for it. She also bought yarn for a sweater for her. And I don't think she got, too much of the, because she got 5 skeins for her sweater, I believe. And she wants one with like cables down the front. She wants it oversized and she wants it long. So like that's not an overreaction. This is an overreaction. This is an overbuy massively. I have knit 2, 3 hats from this skein, and there is still plenty. Now granted, I do still have the mittens to do, but they're not going to take very much yarn, like at all. And I'm still going to have a ton left over. I do have one of these skeins in varsity navy blue, which I did not end up using for the sweater I bought it for because I was nervous about it, reaching for a whole sweater. And then I asked my mom to pick up one of the value skeins in that color, and she picked up 8. No, how many did she pick up? She picked up 6. 6 or 7, I think. Somewhere around there. They ended up being such a drastically different dye lot that I could not use them together, and because I had more of the darker color of the value skeins, I used that instead. So I still have a skein of this value plus in varsity navy blue. So I think what I might do in the future is make myself a funky sweater. I've kind of been eyeing the Norma sweater or the new Norma or whichever. I don't like a drop shoulder. I'm pretty sure the Norma is a drop shoulder. I don't like a drop shoulder, for me personally. Howdy. So it is currently Friday, 7 p.m. and I just got back from caroling with my church, which was fun. We didn't get to do too many houses, but we had a good time regardless. But this morning I finished the mittens, and they are obviously wider than the other ones because these are for an adult man. And pretty cool. I changed up the pattern quite a bit, actually. I didn't just make it wider. I didn't make it any longer because I figured where the other one hit was a pretty good length. So until they're side by side, this one actually looks shorter than the other one. But I did the thumb short rows in the middle of the mitten instead of at the cast off. And that just turned out a lot better. I regret not doing that on the other mitten, but I didn't think I was going to do thumbs. And it wasn't till after it was all sewn together, when I thought it looked really stupid without, that I decided to add a thumb. So, yeah. I still think it looks kind of stupid, but it's fine. It's functional, it's cute, it matches the hat. But at this point right now, my yarn for my cardigan is at the bottom of my pile of craft stuff that is in my room, in my office, the monster pile. And I need to get that, but first I need to clean that office. And I have 4 days. So even if I do dig it out tomorrow, I do not have much time at all. And we have to prep for our Christmas party tomorrow as well. I don't imagine I'm going to be involved with prep very much, but I'm essentially on call. So I did say I was going to cast it on, so I will try and cast it on before Christmas, but I might just need to set it aside for a while, because I have 2 birthdays in January and a commission that needs to be done by the end of winter. And 2 of those things I already have patterns picked out for. I think on the 26th, I'm going to have to put my cardigan away and start on a different project. And that's if I can pick up my cardigan at all before Christmas. So, went out caroling. I don't drive. I am a passenger princess. I have too many health issues and too much motion sickness to drive. If I drove, it would get to a point where I would have to pull the car over and go stand outside for about 20 minutes. And that would not get me anywhere. It's not. It wouldn't even be very far before that. Like, my cats are arguing in the other room, but even just going around town today had me feeling it really bad. So I cannot drive myself. So that means that between houses, there's time to knit. And I also was not expecting to go caroling today, because with everyone's busy, hectic schedules, now that we're dealing with a ton of adults and not a lot of kids, because with kids you have to schedule things exactly, so that you can get the kids from point A to point B. But we're all adults now, so caroling just kind of happens whenever there's people to carol. So I was expecting to go help with party prep and Toys for Tots today. I did help with Toys for Tots today, but then as soon as that was done, we went caroling. So I was expecting to have some downtime while things were being sorted out, so I needed another project. So I cast on something. This is nothing to look at right now. It's literally, that's unrelated. It's literally a set of double pointed needles with a cast on, and like 2 rows. Just my setup rows. So it's nothing to look at now, but this is actually one of the birthday presents I have to do. And this is the first birthday. I have a birthday on the 15th and then a birthday on the 30th. And I actually also have a birthday on the 16th. But I'm not knitting something for him because I don't see him outside of Christmas. which I need to make more effort to do. But I have a couple sandwiches and a mug of marshmallows, and I am tired. I don't feel good. So I'm going to have to clean my office tomorrow and cast on my cardigan. Good morning. So, this lighting is terrible, and I am so sorry for that, but to fix it would be to fix the entire situation with my curtain. And I don't have the energy for that right now. So we're just gonna have to live with it. So this morning I got up and I had real bad sleep last night. Finally hit the breaking point where my bed just is too much sucks for me. At some point I really need to get my mattress moved over. But I've just not had the ability to do so. And now I need to move a bunch of stuff that is in the way of getting the mattresses swapped. So that makes it an even bigger job. But, so I got up early this morning and I had such an itch to get the shelf situation worked out in my office. So I pulled everything out of that pile and I sorted it into further piles. And then I got the table moved in. I was planning on filming that, but this morning I didn't want to set up the camera. I couldn't be bothered. So it's not done. The table needs to be leveled, so that it is sitting correctly. And then I still need to actually put things on the shelves because it's still on the floor. But it's a start, and I was able to get to locate some of the yarn. I don't know if I didn't pull out enough colors before or what, but I need to actually look at the pattern to figure out what colors I'm still missing. I know I'm still missing white. I have red, blue, green. I can't remember if it's a second green or a second blue that I still need. So I'm going to have to dig around in my scraps and figure that out. That might be enough colors. I don't remember. But for now, I'm taking a rest because I just did chores, and this is how much I have gotten done on this. This is going to be top-down cables all the way. I'm sure it's going to take me a really long time to do, but this collar is going so fast. So I'm going to try not to get too much done on this, but I'm probably going to finish. This is a folded collar, so I'm probably going to finish it and fold it down. This is too short. It's going to be longer. Not a lot longer, but I'm doing 3 inches so that it can be 1.5 inches when folded. But I am going to work on this for a while, maybe read my book a little bit, and then finish cleaning my office, and then get my yarn together for my goose cardigan, and hopefully get that cast on. But at some point, it is the 20th. I have my Christmas tree up, but not decorated. My mom does not even have her Christmas tree up because the phone book stuff is in the way. So the phone book stuff has to be pulled out of where the temporary storage is. So I don't know how much knitting I'm actually going to be able to get done today, because obviously I'm going to knit when I have to sit down and take a break. Because, well, I might just play on my phone, knowing me and how I've been feeling recently. But I have a lot I need to do today, and I'm going to prioritize cleaning and phone book, because if I can get my office done then I can go back to working in my office where the internet is better. And if I can get my mom's living room clean, she can put up her tree before Christmas. So if I can get the living room cleaned and the tree set up today, then we can, we already have a bunch of ornaments pulled out that need to be gone through, but we can literally just, like tonight or tomorrow night, put on a movie, decorate the tree, knock it out. So I definitely need to prioritize that today. Because it would suck to not have a Christmas tree this year. I mean, I personally don't care, but I know my mom very deeply cares about it. And I've already dropped the ball on her advent calendar and her stocking. She actually ended up buying her own stocking stuffers. She normally gets the candy because she has specific candy that she wants, but I do the other things. And I haven't had the time to make anything. I haven't had the forethought to buy anything. I haven't even been thinking about it. Which sucks desperately because no one else is going to do her stocking. If I don't do it, she will go without, which is sad. I always do her Easter basket and her Christmas stocking, or at least I have for the last few years. And her advent calendar. I did her advent calendar. I was supposed to do an ornament advent calendar, but I think what I'm going to do is once I have space to breathe, I'm going to make that for next year. But I wanted to do so much more this year, but we ended up going on trips, and I got so busy, and I just overbooked myself. I have a tendency to just turn on this camera and yap. I need to focus up. So I will work on cleaning today. Hopefully get my sweater cast on. And I will update you guys when there is progress. So here is my new shelf. I physically cannot back up any further because this room is too tight. Ignore the closet, which is still a disaster. Most of this room is still a disaster, and this shelf is a disaster now. I still have a lot of work to do, but I am tired. So I want a break. I'm done cleaning for right now. But that was what I wanted to do in here today, and the rest of it can wait for another day. But I did get in this bag my Goosemas yarn together. So this is the green, which is actually a pretty decent match. Like, this is definitely cooler, but it really doesn't matter. And then very bright red. Amazing. This is actually going to be the ribbing and button band color, and then this is going to be the shoulders and the collar. So I'm going to cast on with this and establish my shoulders before I go into the color work. And then the color I needed two of in two different shades was green, but it's literally just in the in-betweens. And it's only over the white. So I'm just going to use the blue. I have 3 different blues here. They go in kind of a gradient. I don't foresee these guys being next to each other. This is a very scrappy project. It doesn't matter. And then I have off-white. One of the things you might notice is that the stocking is very cool toned, and all of my colors are very warm toned. And that is not entirely intentional, but I did pick, there's a little scrap of fabric stuck in my yarn. I did pick the colors, or at least this color, based on the warmth of the other colors. And because I have starker whites and I have cooler off-whites. But I need to do some measuring and some math, and that's going to take a lot of brain power, and I might do that right now, or I might just go work on that sweater again, but I want to cast this on today. That is my end goal for today, is that I have this cast on, and can work on it. I want to have, I know I'm not going to get it done in the next 4 days. That's just not going to happen. Even at the largest yarn possible, like super bulky, which this is not. This is light worsted. Even at the largest yarn, I don't think I could get a colorwork cardigan done by Christmas in 4 days. So I am going to try and get just the yoke done. That is my goal. That is where I want to be Christmas Eve. And I can knit on it during Christmas. And the 26th, I do have to put it down. That is non-negotiable. I have already started on the project I need to start on the 26th, which is good. But I just have like project after project after project in the new year. So I might have to finish this next Christmas, honestly. I would like to get it done before then, but who knows if that'll happen. I still have a coat that I cast on when I first started knitting, just a back panel. I have the yarn for the front panels and the sleeves. At any point I could cast those on and get it done, but once I step away from a project, it's really hard to get back to it. Which is why I'm a monogamous knitter. I really don't swap back and forth between projects. But we'll see how far we can get on this before Christmas Day. So it is still Saturday night, and I've gotten the shoulders established and the sleeves picked up, and I am 2 rows away from starting the first color chart, and I'm going to end this vlog here, and I'm just going to do tomorrow as part of next week's vlog. So for the rest of the night, I'm going to be editing the video, and the reason I am doing that is both because I just will not have enough time to edit and film tomorrow, and also, we just got some pretty heavy news in our family, and I'm not gonna be in the mood to film much tomorrow, so tomorrow's gonna be like all B-roll. I still haven't done my Legos. That's gonna have to be in the next video. I'm probably just gonna sit down and do all of them because I haven't used it as an advent calendar yet. Or at all. I've been doing them in batches. So that will also be in the next video. But for today, I might knit a little bit more. But mostly I'm going to edit my video, and it's still pretty early. After I get that done, I'm gonna go play some video games probably. Just do anything else but filming. But on that heavy note, I don't even feel like doing the outro. So I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I have a blue, blue Christmas